The Giants' general manager search has already begun, but it's unlikely to be completed anytime soon. Team president and CEO John Mara noted his team is getting a head start of sorts by firing general manager Jerry Reese and head coach Ben McAdoo with 4 games left in the regular season and bringing on former GM Ernie Accorsi as a consultant. That head start only really applies to potential candidates that aren't out of work though. Like with a head coaching search, the Giants cannot interview any individuals currently employed by other teams until after the regular season is over. Unlike the head coaching search, the rules for securing the ability to interview those candidates can be trickier. If the right candidate comes along, that's possible, Mara said when asked if the new GM could be in place by the end of the year. Obviously, if we want to talk to somebody who's currently employed, we would have to wait. Mara OBJ's dog being stunned could impact legacy if the Giants want to interview another team's coordinator or position coach for their head coaching job. That individual's team cannot deny the interview. The same logic goes for offering control of the 53-man roster to a general manager candidate. There can be some hiccups though. For example, the Packers would not let Elliott Wolf, who could be a serious candidate for the Giants' opening interview with the Lions in 2016. Packers GM Ted Thompson justified the decision because the Packers were still in the playoffs, and he wouldn't be forced to let Wolf interview until their season was officially over. There are built-in interview periods like there are for coaches on playoff teams. The Lions opted not to wait and hired Bob Quinn. Wolf was allowed to interview for jobs after last season. But front office hiring rules, and getting permission from other teams to interview candidates, can be somewhat murky, as Pro Football Talk once wrote. The various titles and official responsibilities can also complicate things. For example, if the Giants were to make interim general manager Kevin Abrams the time hire but then attempt to add a new personnel executive, they could be looking at a slew of denials since Abrams would have the power and other teams would not be obligated to allow interviews. John Mara talks after firing Ben McAdoo. Jerry Reese: what the Giants have going for them is they clearly want to hire a general manager before a coach, and the general manager is expected to maintain final say in all personnel matters. In the meantime, Accorsi and the Giants will focus on getting their list of candidates together and pursuing the ones who are not currently employed by a team. Former Panthers general manager Dave Gettleman, former Chiefs general manager John Dorsey, former Redskins general manager Scott McLaughlin, and ESPN analyst Louis Riddick, who has previous front office experience with the Eagles and Redskins, are all potential candidates to interview early, as is Abrams. James Cratch may be reached at jkratch@advancemedia.com. Follow him on Twitter at James Cratch. Find our Giants coverage on Facebook.